how do you differentiate yourself from the competition? And while you're thinking about the answer, let me tell you about a little survey that was done. Survey was done by Inc. magazine with I think it was 1,200 salespeople. They asked them that exact question: how would you differentiate yourself from the competition? And 96% of them said customer service. Well, that tells me that there are a whole bunch of people lying, okay? Because if everybody just differentiates themselves from customer service, nobody is differentiating themselves, right? All right. So I need you to answer that question for me, and not say customer service.
Okay. How would I differentiate myself from my competition? Well, for starters, we don't pass on we've never passed on an account to somebody else. I've managed those accounts, so I've maintained.
You're going into customer service.
I am. Well, in a roundabout way, I am. Yes, I guess you're true. You're right there.
Been doing this a while. I know what it sounds like.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
But in the same sense, too often, it's not to say that their customer service is bad once they pass it on.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying I need to hear something different about how you differentiate yourself. For example, somebody asked me that question. What do I do? I hire, I train, and I install programs for customers. Okay? They say, what am I different? You're seeing it. I roll my sleeves and do it. I don't hire a bunch of minions to go off and do this stuff. I do the hiring. I go out in the field. I work with the people hands-on. Okay? That way I know what we're dealing with, so I know what I'm handing off as I'm going forward. So how do I differentiate myself? I get my hands dirty. Okay? And people see that. So.
And now I want to elaborate on that, because that obviously it's one thing we do is we try to educate. And I'll give you an example as I answer this question. Part of going out there and getting those small businesses to know, like, and trust you is being able to educate them into what exactly they're hiring you to do. So we do take that proactive approach to them. I had a client who was a new client who called us up and wanted us to meet, and so I met with her, and I sat down with her for about 45 minutes while we went over her needs and her wants for payroll processing. And in the interim, she showed me some information from her current payroll client or her provider, and I noticed a mistake. And that mistake was to the tune of about $6,000 that she overpaid on a tax. So I was able to ask her some probing questions as to why that rate would have been so high for her, and she answered them exactly how I expected her to. I don't know. Never had anybody collect unemployment. Why would it be this high? So I said, let's just take it one step further. We made a phone call. We made that phone call. We asked the question to the organization, the government agency, why? Why is it so high? And they responded, we were missing a zero return from back in this period. Nothing was filed. Turns out she opened her corporation before she actually started running the business. And it overlapped with the quarter, so no quarter filing happened there. As a result, because she didn't think that she needed to file any zero returns, and neither did the other payroll company, that rate jumped right off the bat because she missed it. For 2 years, she paid at a high rate.
Wow.
I was able to say, okay, if we provide you with that zero return from that period, can we retroact this back and provide her back with the refund? And they said, yes, that's what we're looking for. It's something that no one ever put eyes to ears and said, why is it so high? That's something that we always try to do with our clients, is even when we do a quarter for a client, we'll take a look at it and we'll say, wow, that rate kind of either jumped. What was it last quarter? What was it the quarter before? What happened there? And then call the client and say, did something happen here? Your rate got really high all of a sudden. Did you have people quit on you and collect unemployment recently? No? Okay, now it's time to make a phone call. So I guess that would be an answer for differentiating ourselves in what we do.
Okay.